All right, Khan. So Shalom, Shalom, Israel, Shalom to the 12 tribes of Yasha Allah, giving the course all honor, glory, and praise unto the Most High God Yahweh, in the names of the God, Son Yahweh Shah. This is Brother Yasha Allah.
Brother Sirach.
Brother Gat.
Brother Iwanathan.
Khan, come back to yet another video through the Spirit power Yahweh Ba'ashem Hamashiach Yahweh Shah, oh Lord. All right. Shabbat Shalom to all the brothers and sisters that's observing it today, Friday sundown, Saturday sundown, through the Spirit power Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah and His grace. It's another day of praising Him, another day of praying, another day of laboring for Him, and another day of congregating as well through the Spirit. So Khan, Shabbat Shalom to the 12. So, without further ado, we want to get straight into this. So we're going to be going into this topic right here in terms of regeneration. All right. So a lot of people, when they hear about regeneration or reincarnation, which is essentially the same thing, but just it's two different things, but it's the similar concept, the same concept, right? People coming back, right? People coming back, what I'm saying, upon the earth. So that's essentially what we're going to talk about. And guess what? It's in the Bible, man. Yeah, your grandma, your mom, maybe your parents, whoever in the Christian church is not going to tell you about this, man. They don't even know these precepts, and they don't have an explanation for it either. All right, because guess what? They see regeneration, they see reincarnation. Oh yeah, you're bugged out. That's not in the Bible. Well, guess what? We're going to look at the Bible without man's interpretation. We're going to see what the Bible actually says, man. All right. So without further ado, actually, I wanted to start with a certain verse. Let's go to the book of let me get this real quick, right? So let's just start with we can start at verse Matthew, actually. Let's go to Matthew 19 verse 28. And I'm gonna pull it up in the Greek real quick. Pull that up in the Greek, and I'm also going to pull it up in the definition as well, right? Like the Google definition. So let's just start with Matthew 19 verse 28, just to prove to people that yes, the word regeneration is actually in the Bible. All right.
Come. It's the book of Matthew, chapter 19, and verse 28.
Mm-hmm.
And Yahweh Shah said unto them, Verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, yea, also shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel.
Right, exactly. So we see here, you can't say regeneration is not in the Bible because you literally have that word in the Bible, regeneration. Now let's just see what the blue letter says in terms of its definition, right, and its usage. So this is the word for regeneration. It says new birth, reproduction, renewal, recreation, and regeneration. So essentially, that's essentially what it's going into. So let's go into. I want to just look up this word real quick. Regeneration. Let's see what Google says. All right. Just see what Google says. It says the action or process of regenerating or being regenerated, in particular, the formation of a new animal or plant tissue. So essentially, that's what's happening to us. That's what happens to you. And this is deep right here. In the Latin, it means to be created again or create again. So guess what? Your spirit, the Most High, hey, guess what? He created everything in 7 days. All right, He created everything in 7 days, right? Or in 6 days. Actually, it's lucky. Let's just get that just to introduce the topic. Genesis chapter 2 and verse number 1. Right. Let's just prove that Yahweh or the Most High rather created everything within 6 days, and on the 7th day he rested. Right.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 2, verse 1. Thus the heavens and the earth were finished, and all the host of them. And on the 7th day, God ended his work which he had made. And he rested on the 7th day from all his work which he had made. And God blessed the 7th day and sanctified it, because that in it he had rested from all his work which God created and made.
Exactly. So we see here that the Most High, within those 6 days, he created everything. And on the 7th, right, he rested from his works because it was done. It was done already. So we understand that, all right, if he created everything there is, okay, that means that every spirit that was created essentially was created back then. And so what does he do? When the spirit dies, it goes back up to the Most High, comes back down again. And we're going to demonstrate that in the Bible. We're going to demonstrate people, Lord willing, being regenerated in the Bible, people being told that they're going to come back. So it's just no doubt that people come back through the spirit. Their spirit comes back down in a different body, right? Because they're created again, not their spirit. Their spirit is renewed. Their spirit is recycled for another term. Their spirit is recycled. It's used again, but they're back into another body. Right. So I'm gonna let the brothers kind of get in there through the spirit. You got it.
Yeah, the brother he broke it down a simple and plain through the spirit, right? And I'm gonna get a precept real quick. I'm gonna go to this Ecclesiastes, right? Just to set the like the brother he set it up perfect with the spirit, because everything like they say what comes around goes around through the spirit. I'm gonna get this basic precept through the spirit. It's Ecclesiastes chapter 1, and I'm gonna go. It's verse 9. It reads, just get to the point. It says, "The thing that hath been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun." So there's no new type of spirits that's under the earth. There's no other things that's a relatively new. We might think it's new in our time frame, but there is nothing new on the earth. Things happened before. So if things happened before, that means the same spirits is being regenerated back on the earth as well, right? And get this one last precept, and then brothers got it to the spirit, right? I'm gonna stay in Ecclesiastes chapter 3 and verse 16, right? It says 3 and 16. It says, "And moreover, I saw under the sun the place of judgment." So under the sun, that's where you get your judgment at. People like to say, "Oh, when you get called up, then you get your judgment," and things like that. Why is it saying under the sun you play the place of judgment? Because why? Everybody comes back on the earth and get judged based off what they did in a previous life, right? I'm finishing it out, right? It says, "And moreover, I saw under the sun the place of judgment, that wickedness was there, in the place of righteousness that iniquity was there." So all these things are happening where? Under the sun. The place of righteousness and the place of wickedness is all happening underneath the sun, right? And that's where we at as right now. So like the brother was stating, these spirits are being regenerated back on the earth, and they're getting played out in their judgment back on the earth as well. But Khan, you got it.
Mighty precepts.
Brothers got it. One thing, Gad.
Con. Yeah, that was mighty, Akim. That was mighty. So Con, I got this precept in the book of Colossians, chapter 1 and verse 26. That says, "Even the mystery which had been hid from ages and from generations, that now is made manifest to his saints." So the mystery that was hid from, obviously, from the generations, leading up to right now where we live, 2023. Back then they couldn't really understand these kind of things because they didn't have a physical Bible right in front of them. And Romans 15:4. Let me bring that out real quick. It's the book of Romans, chapter 15 and verse 4. It says, "For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning." So everything that was written aforetime was written so we can learn from it, right? We see these different accounts. Obviously, it says that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope. So things that happened back then, uh, they didn't really they didn't really know exactly what was going on, but us having the Bible, it makes it a lot more easier for us to understand these things, and like Colossians 1 26 says, "So the mystery which was hid from ages and from generations now is made manifest to us, to his saints." So the more we read, the more we're gonna understand these things. And to understand it, obviously, we got to be keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, most importantly, but as far as that, we're gonna definitely get deeper into it. But brothers got it.
Con.
Salakia, Kings. Salakia is Satan trying to take away the word, right? Yeah, so like the brothers is saying, we're gonna break it down through the scriptures, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, and I get into this thing, right? I want to bring this out real quick. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 33, and verse 3. And it reads, "Call unto me, and I will answer thee, and show thee great and mighty things which thou knowest not." And these are great and mighty things that we used to not know, that some people have yet to find out that that the Lord deals with regeneration, right? And real quick want to put this out there. We're not talking about reincarnation, right? Let's say that we're not talking about reincarnation, right? We're not talking about that in your past life you was a bird, or you was a snail. That's madness and that's folly, right? If you were Israelite man, you were always an Israelite man. If you were an Israelite woman, you were always an Israelite woman. If you were a damn Moabite, you're gonna come. You were a Moabite in your past life, right? Right. These are great and mighty things that, yeah, you were here before, and you hear people always say that in the world, like, damn, I feel like I've been here before, because you have been here before, right? But you have yet to know that. They say YOLO, you only live once. That's false. That's false, and that's nowhere in the Bible, right? So these are great and mighty things, right? But with that, brothers got it.
Yeah, come. Brothers are bringing out mighty points, man. Just to kind of touch on Gad's point real quick. Yeah, I was talking to this man, this Edomite, and this how you know Esau's finished. All right, this this how you know Esau's finished, man. Because I was talking to the Edomite that was on my campus, right? Because he was damn, he's old man, one of the elders of Edom, right? One of the elders of Edom,
Oh,
man,
wow.
right? The elders of Edom are supposed to be the wisest men, right?
That's
But
right.
hey, how art thou fallen, man? As the scriptures say. But you got Esau on my campus, and I'm like walking to the library, and I see this dude. I'm like, all right, might as well just stop by. He's like shaking this bell somewhere. He's wearing the clothing of a Hindu. You know what I'm saying? The clothing of like an Elamite or something. You
Right.
know, I'm like, all right, what's this about? And he passing out flyers about Krishna. So you got Esau into Krishna, you know. And then I was talking about, talking to him, whatever, and I eventually did tell him his judgment and stuff like that. But because he believed in karma. That's what they believe in, karma. But basically, the point is that they also believe in regeneration. And, I mean, reincarnation. It's lucky
Mm.
reincarnation. And so we was talking about that, and he said, and he said, well, yeah, I mean, you could have been a white man in your past life. I was like, hey, I highly doubt that. I highly doubt that, man, because that's madness. Just as a brother said, you come back in your same tribe. We're going to get that too, right? On that, real quick, I just want to get Exodus right about the generations, right? Lord said, one generation comes, another generation pass, right? So let's go to Exodus real quick, chapter 20, right? Let's get Exodus chapter 20. And let's start at verse the classic, right? Let's go to Exodus 20. And we could just start verse 4, just get the context. Exodus 20 and 4.
Come on. This is the book of Exodus, chapter 20, and verse number 4.
Mm-hmm.
Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth.
Mm-hmm.
Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquities of the fathers upon the children, unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me.
Yeah, Khan, exactly. So the Lord said, I'm a jealous God, and I visit the iniquity of the fathers upon the children. Now, the Lord is saying, look, I'm gonna visit the iniquity of the fathers upon the children. You see that? Now, in the Bible will say that you can't put to death the child for the sin of the father. You know what I'm saying? It say that in Deuteronomy. When the people they read this and they're like, well, that's a contradiction in the Bible, and they just put the book down. That's not what that's talking about, because it says visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children onto the what? The third and fourth generation, and then that hit me. So every third and fourth generation, you come back. That's what that's talking about. You come back on upon the earth. That's why it says third and fourth. Because it could be your third, it could be the fourth. Because I mean, it depends on basically the time in which your family has lived, right? If your family through your family, of course, you can't come back if you know um a certain spirit. If your spirit hasn't gave up the ghost yet, you can't come back. You're already on the earth, so you gotta wait. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense, you gotta wait. Let's say you live to be 90, and then you give up the ghost, and then whether that be the third or fourth generation, then you come back through the spirit whenever the Most High wants you to, but you really say the third and fourth generation. That's why he's visiting iniquity upon them, upon the children, onto the third and fourth generation, is because they're the same spirits that committed those sins. So essentially, you pay for the sins of your past life. And let's just prove that real quick. Let's go to the book of John, the 9th chapter, right? This is why that is, because you come back upon the earth. And they even understood this even in the so-called New Testament. Let's go to John chapter 9, verse 1.
It's the book of John, chapter 9, and verse 1. And as Yahushua passed by, he saw a man which was blind from his birth. And his disciples asked him, saying, Master, who did sin, this man or his parents, that he was born blind?
Yeah, so
Yahushua,
Slaki. So why is he saying that? You know what I'm saying? Why are these disciples asking Yahweh this question if it wasn't far-fetched? Because they're saying, look, Master, who did sin, this man or his parents, that he was born blind? You see that? So they understood the concept of regeneration. Did he sin in his past life? You know what I'm saying? That he was born blind, because that answers a lot of questions. Why are some people born blind? Why are some people born lame? Why are some people born, what I'm saying, in a certain predicament? Is for one, they're paying for the sins of their past life. You might see some Edomites that are born in some messed up situations. Guess what? That man could have been a slave owner, you know what I'm saying, in his past life. Who knows? He could have been wicked. You know what I'm saying? Hey, that man that's in crutches, that Edomite that's in crutches, or that Edomite that is suffering, and he could have been George Washington in his past life. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? Or even a chocolate covered Edomite that's getting that in his spirit he's an Edomite, but on the outside, nobody would even think he's an Edomite. You know what I'm saying? And now he getting judged too. He being treated like he's getting arrested by his own people because they think that he's a Jake, but he's really not. He's an Edomite. Hey, that man, he could have been, you know what I'm saying, a slave owner in his past life. Who knows? It's just the fact that you have to pay for the sins of your forefathers, because guess what? Like we always say, you are your forefathers. Brothers got it.
Yeah, Khan. Yeah, somebody played. We were just having a conversation on that through the spirit like 2 weeks ago. But speaking on Gab point through the spirit, you're not coming back as a bird or a whale, you know. I believe that what's that movie? Moana. Hey, the grandma. Hey, she had a little tattoo of the what's they call, little ill thing, whatever we call it, and she came back as it. Like, no, that's not what we're gonna come back as. Through the spirit, man. You're gonna come back as a human being, not a bird or anything like that. How do we know? Let me get the precept, right? It's 1 Corinthians chapter 15 and verse 38. It says, "But Yahweh giveth it a body as it had pleased him." So the Most High gives a body how he pleases himself. He don't care about a little your miracle child. I be seeing them little infomercials, man. They talking about my miracle child, how he get cancer, but the Most High gave him cancer, right? It says, "But Yahweh giveth it a body as it had pleased him, and to every seed his own body. All flesh is not the same flesh, but there is one kind of flesh of men, and another flesh of beasts, and another of fishes, and another of birds." So we are different type of, I should say, bodies in this thing. So once you come in that fleshly body as a human body, you're not gonna come as a little fish, man. You're not coming back as a Nemo in this thing. You're gonna come back as another human being, and you was George Washington now you Mitt Romney. I don't know. Who knows? But hey, that's who you are according to the scriptures, man. He's not gonna come as a fish or a bird or anything like that. He's gonna come as a human being. So, that's the criteria of what the Most High dictates as regeneration. You're gonna come as you come as a man. You're gonna come back as a flesh of a man. Con, you gotta get.
And Salaki, I just had a quick point, Salaki, and then brothers got it. Just to touch on what Sirach was saying, that the fact that you come back is because in the Bible it clearly distinguishes is the spirits of men and spirits of beasts. It's a clear difference. It's not the same spirit. So come, brothers got it.
I'm kind of somebody point.
Come.
That's another point we didn't even touch on. Yeah, but yeah, kind.
Yeah, come. Yeah, brothers got it though. Your brother. The point.
All praise to the Most High. Yeah, that's definitely something that in this world they teach more reincarnation than regeneration. I know this comedian. His name is what's his name? Gabriel Iglesias. Right? I don't know if you guys ever heard of him, man. Also known as Fluffy, man. Right? No folly, but he said he was telling this joke about him in India, and I guess over there, I guess the Elamites they do believe in reincarnation. That when one of their people pass, it come back to a cow, right? So they kind of have the cows as like a sacred thing, right? So that's hella off. That where is that? What precept is that? But right, and obviously through the spirit and through the discernment, we know that that's not what it is. I want to get this in the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 1, and verse number 4. It says, one generation passeth away, and another cometh, and another generation cometh, but the earth abideth forever. So the generation of a man obviously is gonna pass, and then the new generation is gonna come. And then I want to get this real quick in the book of what was I looking for? Salakia. Okay, I'm gonna keep reading. This is verse number 5. It says, "The sun also riseth, and the sun goeth down, and hasteth to his place where he arose." So it's like the sun. It's obviously when it's noon, it's at the highest peak, right? And then as the sun keeps moving, the moon starts coming up, and then it kind of keeps rotating, like kind of like a cycle of life. The same way the Lord is explaining it here, Ecclesiastes chapter 1. The whole chapter. Uh, it's that cycle. It's that cycle that we got to go through. At the end of the day, like Sirach brought up with that point, 1 Corinthians chapter 15. We all there's many different types of flesh, but the flesh, the different types of flesh is not the same flesh. So obviously we know that through the spirit, a man is gonna come back as a man, a beast is gonna come back as a beast. It's not really no confusion in that part. But kind and then obviously you keep reading and then the Lord kind of just explains itself. But kind of brothers got it.
Yeah, you had a point, precept.
Lie, King, you got it.
Okay, con. All right. So yeah. So let's move on, right? So as we understand that this concept is found in the Bible, we're going to actually demonstrate some accounts of some people being regenerated. You know what I'm saying? And also some accounts of some men being told that they're going to be coming back. All right. And before that, actually, let me just get another precept validating before we move on to that topic. I'm going to just get just one last precept validating the fact that we pay for the sins of our forefathers because essentially we are the ones that did those sins, right? You know what I'm saying? I mean, it does depend on your generation. Not every generation is the same. You know what I'm saying? just like as Yahweh Shah said, or actually I'm gonna leave that. But let's get the book of Lamentations 5 and 7. All right, let's get Lamentations 5 and 7 through the Spirit. It's to prove that yeah.
This is the book of Lamentations, chapter 5 and verse 7. Our fathers have sinned and are not,
Right.
and we have borne their iniquities.
Yeah, meaning that we carry their iniquities. Reason being is because essentially our forefathers, we are essentially our ancestors that had committed those sins, and so we're paying for it in these different bodies. You see that? So that's essentially just another precept proving that. Now, before that, actually, yeah. So moving on from that, I just want to let's just prove real quick that certain men are actually regenerated in the Bible. All right, now I just want to start with now. There's a lot of men we can go to. We're going to start with the clear cut one, the undeniable one. All right, the shotgun. Okay, John the Baptist. So John the Baptist actually was regenerated. Okay, and when I say John the Baptist, I mean that Elijah. All right, Elijah that you read in the Kings, in First Kings, he's actually regenerated as John the Baptist. So let's just read that real quick because first let's just get the account of him being delivered up. Second Kings chapter 1, actually Second Kings chapter 2, and let's just go to verse let's go to verse 10, right? Second Kings chapter 2, verse 10, to prove that Elijah essentially didn't even die, but his spirit did come back though.
This is the book of 2 Kings, chapter 2 and verse 10. And he said, Thou hast asked a hard thing. Nevertheless, if thou see me when I am taken from thee, it shall be so unto thee. But if not, it shall not be so. And it came to pass, as they still went on and talked, that behold, there appeared a chariot of fire and horses of fire, and parted them both asunder. And Elijah went up by a whirlwind into heaven.
Right. So Elijah was taken up in a chariot. That's what that's talking about. He was taken up in the chariot. Now let's go to the book of Malachi because it does prophesy that Elijah will be sent upon the earth once again. Let's go to Malachi chapter 3, or selecting Malachi chapter 4 and verse number 5. Let's just get that prophecy. Malachi.
This is the book of Malachi, chapter 4, verse 5.
Uh-huh.
Behold, I will send you Elijah the prophet before the coming of the great and dreadful day of the Lord.
Exactly. So the Lord said, I'm going to send you Elijah the prophet before the coming of the great and dreadful day of the Lord. So before the Lord comes back, I'm going to send you Elijah. Okay, well, let's read that in the New Testament then. Let's see when Elijah came upon the earth, right? Let's go to the book of well, actually, before we go to Matthew, let's stay in Malachi. Let's go to Malachi chapter 3 and verse 1, and then we're going to go to Matthew.
Just the book of Malachi, chapter 3, verse 1. Behold, I will send my messenger, and he shall prepare the way before me. And the Lord, whom ye seek, shall suddenly come to his temple, even the messenger of the covenant, whom ye delight in. Behold, he shall come, said the Lord of hosts.
Yeah, exactly. So the messenger, it says, I will send my messenger, and he shall prepare the way before me. That's essentially John the Baptist preparing the way for Yahushua. And that's what he did when you read Matthew chapter 3. He said that even out of his own mouth, I'm here to prepare the way for the Lord. You know what I'm saying? And let's just get that real quick. And I think I went at Matthew 3 and verse number, let's see here. What precept do I want? I mean, I could get that Mark chapter 1. Yeah, just get Matthew chapter 3, verse 1.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 3, verse 1.
Mhm.
In those days came John the Baptist, preaching in the wilderness of Judea, and saying, Repent ye, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. For this is he that was spoken of by the prophet Isaiah, saying, The voice of one crying in the wilderness, Prepare ye the way of the Lord, make his path straight.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what he was that's what he was saying here to do, is to make the way for the Lord. You know what I'm saying? To kind of usher the Lord in. Because he brought the physical baptism, but Yahushua brought the spiritual baptism. If that makes sense. Now let's see Yahushua's thoughts on John the Baptist. Let's see out of his own mouth, who is he according to our Lord and Savior Yahushua. Let's go to the book of Matthew chapter 11. There's another one in Matthew 17 though. Matthew 11 verse let's start verse 10. Right.
Con. This is
Well,
the book of
actually,
Matthew chapter.
Salaki. Actually, let's start at verse let's start verse 7 because Yahweh you know,
Con. Con. This is Matthew 11:7. And as they
right.
departed,
Go
so
ahead.
like what happened?
No, go
Okay,
ahead. Go ahead.
Con. It says, and as they departed, Yahushua began to say to the multitudes concerning John, what went ye out into the wilderness to see? A reed shaken with the wind? But what went ye out for to see? A man clothed in soft raiment? Behold, they that wear soft clothing are in kings' houses. But when went ye out for to see? A prophet? Yea, I say unto you, and more than a prophet. For
Right.
this is he of whom it is written, behold, I send my messenger before thy face, which shall prepare thy way before thee.
Exactly. See that Yahweh Shah is saying that John the Baptist is the fulfillment of that prophecy that we just read in Malachi. Now, keep reading.
Come on, verse 11. Verily I say unto you, among them that are born of woman, there hath not risen a greater than John the Baptist. Notwithstanding, he that is least in the kingdom of heaven is greater than he.
Uh huh.
And from the days of John the Baptist until now, the kingdom of heaven suffereth violence, and the violent take it by force. For all the prophets and the law prophesied until John.
Mm-hmm.
If ye will receive it, this is Elias, which was come for to come.
Yeah, which was for to come exactly. So
Uh,
he literally said out of Yahweh Shah's mouth, John the Baptist is Elijah, which was for to come. You can't get around that. It's clear.
uh,
John the Baptist is Yahweh Shah in the regeneration. All right. So,
Elijah.
brother,
Yeah. John the Baptist is Elijah. But kind. The spirit kind.
Con,
Um,
con.
let me get this piece of going into the same thing, right? This is Saint Matthew chapter 17 and verse mm, I'm trying to see. Let me start at the spirit. Verse. I'm gonna just start at 10, right? This is Saint Matthew 17 and 10. It says, I'm gonna start at 9, kind. And as they came down from the mountain, Yahushua charged them, saying, tell the vision to no man until the Son of Man be risen again from the dead. And his disciples asked him, saying, when then say the scribes that Elias must come first? And so, the scribes already jotted this thing down, already had this prophecy already written down that Elias is about to return. So this common knowledge of regeneration being here from the beginning. They knew the prophets knew it from the beginning. It was something that was already always in our text, right? Um, it says, I'm read again. It says, and his disciples asked him, saying, when then say the scribes that Elias must first come? And Yahushua answered and said unto them, Elias truly shall first come and restore all things. And we've seen what John the Baptist was doing, and he was actually restoring everything, right? Making it like the preacher said, making a way for Yahushua, right? But I say unto you that Elias is come already. So he's saying, hey, Elias already came again, right? He says, and they knew him not, but have done unto him whatsoever they listed. Likewise shall also the Son of Man suffer of them. So we know what happened to John the Baptist. If you don't know, quick synopsis, he ended up getting beheaded by King Herod, right? Over a promise to a woman, right? This
mm-hmm.
spirit. It says, verse 17. This is 13, Salakia. It says, then the disciples understood that he spake unto them of John the Baptist. Because John the Baptist, he was going through it, man. John the Baptist didn't have it easy when he was here, So, and they said likewise, what the house tried going through, John the Baptist went through the same thing through the Spirit, right? So, and the apostles, they put two and two together, man. They said, oh wait, John the Baptist, You're talking about John the Baptist, the man that's going to clear up the way for us through the Spirit. So this common knowledge of reincarnation or regeneration, we're gonna go with regeneration because that's where they get reincarnation from. Hey, it's always been through the text, and the apostles knew about this concept. So Elias, like the brother said, is a John the Baptist. You know, kind
Mhm.
of, but you know, uh, brothers got it through the Spirit. Brothers gonna hop in this thing.
I just want to bring out that scripture where he was quoting that from in the book of Isaiah, chapter 40, and verse 3. It says, "The voice of him that crieth in the wilderness, prepare ye the way of the Lord, make straight in the desert a highway for our God." So and he was quoting that from Isaiah. And you got numerous precepts that link that up. Let me get this in the book of I just want the book of Luke. Let me get Luke real quick. Uh, here's 10. Slovakia.
Yeah, I got a precept after brother. If
Oh yeah, Con. Go ahead, Ken. Go ahead. Yeah, that's you, Ken. You got it.
okay, Con, Gat Slocky, Gat, do you have a precept?
You got it, Ken.
Okay, Con, I just had a quick one real quick then. I just wanted to touch on the fact that John, right, when you go to John chapter 1, um, right, I want to start verse. So John chapter 1, and yeah, so I just wanted to prove real quick because we know that John, we just already established, brothers brought it out through the Spirit. John the Baptist is Elijah back on the earth. But did he know that though? Did John the Baptist go around saying, "I'm Elijah, which is for to come in the regeneration," right? Hey, John the Baptist wasn't saying that, man. All right. Now in the spirit, he could have knew. You know what I'm saying? But let's just see what he says out of his own mouth though. Right? Maybe like deep down in your spirit, because like, hey, even maybe certain brothers, maybe of today, we know that the prophets are back on the earth. There's no doubt. The prophets are back on the earth. We're not gonna say, what I'm saying, I'm John. What I'm saying, I'm Peter back on earth. No brother should say that, man. No brother should be walking around saying, yeah, I'm Andrew. Just look at my arms, man. I was hanging on the X-shaped cross. You can't tell, right? Just look at my hairline, man. Right?
Mhm.
Yeah, so no brother knows who he is. All right. We're gonna prove that real quick. You know what I'm saying? Through the spirit. Now, but deep down, maybe you might be reading about a certain prophet. Like, damn, like I kind of went through that same thing. You might bear witness with a certain, man in the Bible. Now that's just the spirit though. That's just, you feeling something that's not really any validation that I feel like I'm Jeremiah. No, like, that's just you bearing witness with that prophet. But I'm just saying, let's just go to John chapter 1 verse 19, right?
This the book of John. Slovakia, Ken.
Now you got it.
Okay, John chapter 1 and verse 19. And this is the record of John, when the Jews sent priests and Levites from Jerusalem to ask him, "Who art thou?" And he confessed and denied not, but confessed, "I am not the Christ." And they asked him, "What then? Art thou Elias?" And he said, "I am not." "Art thou that prophet?" And he answered, "No."
You see that? So so they were asking John, so are you Elijah? And he said no. Like, I'm not Elijah. What are you talking about? I'm not Elijah, right? So let's keep going. Like, let's see what he says.
Verse 23. So like in verse 22, then said they unto him, "Who art thou? That we may give an answer to them that sent us. What sayest thou of thyself?" He said, "I am the voice of one crying in the wilderness, make straight the way of the Lord, as said the prophet Isaiah." And they which were sent were of the Pharisees.
Uh-huh.
Verse 25, and they asked him and said unto him, why baptizest thou then, if thou be not that Mashiach, nor Elias, neither that prophet? John answered them, saying, I baptize with water, but there standeth one among you, whom ye know not. He it is, who coming after me is preferred before me, whose shoes latchet I am not worthy to unloose.
Yeah, Khan, you see that? And that's just crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy that John, I mean, he was really he was solely, I mean, his sole purpose was really, bringing Yahweh, ushering Yahweh Shah in. And he was saying that, look, I'm not even worthy to unloose his shoe latchet. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even worthy to do that. And that's how much he bigs up Yahweh Shah. You know what I'm saying? It just shows you how, it just shows you that his spirit, how he was moving too. But it just shows you that, guess when you're regenerated, you don't know who you are. You know what I'm saying? You don't have any remembrance, as it say in Ecclesiastes, any remembrance of the former things. So come on, brothers got it.
That was the spirit. I was gonna actually pull that precept through the spirit. I was gonna
Oh
pull
yeah,
it up.
yeah, you can pull it.
I was gonna pull it up when you kind of went into that through the spirit. This is
Yeah.
Ecclesiastes 1:11. It says, "There is no remembrance of the former things, neither shall there be any remembrance of things that are to come, with those that shall come after." So yeah, like the brother, it's been explained that he was moving in that spirit of, I'm not even remembering who it was. I'm just doing, my spirit, just
Yeah.
resets, So, but kind of, brothers got it.
That's a good precept.
You had anything on that, Gat?
Lie, King. Brothers got it.
You got Yashrala.
All right, come. So so we get back. We proving it right here, man. You know what I'm saying? What do Christians have to say about this? And the reason why people don't believe in this is because it conflicts with their ideology of the afterlife, right? Because certain Catholics, they believe in some called purgatory. Let's just look that up real quick. Purgatory. I'm like, where is that in the Bible? And it's a Catholic doctrine, right? You want to thought?
Con.
Yeah, yeah. It's a. Do you know anybody that believes in the purgatory?
Not that I know, but I know it's a heavy thing in Catholicism, Mark.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it basically Christian ideology about the afterlife. Some people believe in the purgatory. This says the condition, process, or place of purification or temporary punishment in which, according to medieval Christian and Roman Catholic belief, the souls of those who die in a state of grace are made ready for heaven. So basically, it's like this place. It's not heaven, it's not hell. It's like this middle place, and it's just like you got to prove yourself worthy, to enter into heaven. Or if you don't, then you just go into hell because you kind of in the middle, right?
Hey,
Hey,
so like, yeah,
you got it.
I just want to say one thing. That's crazy because a lot of people that I know, they go to Catholic church. They don't know why they're in there. They don't know what the point of it is. So it's just like the blind lead the blind, But
Yeah,
you got it, King.
exactly.
I got a point. That's like I got a point. So you're not in heaven, nor you're not in hell. Where are you at on earth? That's what's between heaven and so-called heaven, and I mean heaven are in so-called hell. So what you in earth or something? Just floating around, causing havoc, paranormal activities. Like that's funny. That's funny.
Kind of like it, and that's why it's a beautiful thing. The Lord woke us up and brought us into the light, because in that case, you're saying that you can do whatever the hell you want right now, and then prove yourself later. You could prove yourself later. You can do what you want now, and then prove yourself later. That's madness.
That's madness. Yeah, I mean, it does teach that. Christianity does teach that, though. It's a so-called faith-based salvation. So you could do mad wickedness in your entire life. Now you're on your deathbed. I confess the name of the Lord Jesus. Oh well, hey, he's a Christian now. He's getting to heaven. You can't say nothing. That's all you got to say. That's madness. That's madness, right?
Hey,
And so,
so like I got a preset for that, King.
yeah, you got
So
it.
like,
Come.
so like, this is the book of Second Thessalonians. So like, just real quick. Let me go to Peter instead. Hey, Salaki King, I just lost the preset. Well, go ahead, you got it out.
Con. Let me know if it comes back to you.
Con.
All praises. Yeah, so I just want to bring out the etymology of the word purgatory. Now this says, place or condition of temporal punishment for spiritual cleansing after death, a soul's dying penitent and destined ultimately for heaven. Where is that in the Bible, bro? There's nowhere in the Bible. And so it really means just purging, cleansing. Guess what? Where's the period of purging and cleansing? Now. You're supposed to be cleansing yourself now. You know, like, you don't just die and then you get a second cleansing. That's not in the Bible. You know, so all this stuff about the afterlife is just literally just dogma. You know what I'm saying? Man's tradition, man's philosophy and doctrine. He just want to sit down and just think about things. You know, probably somewhere in the Book of Enoch or somewhere, man, or Dante's Inferno for real. Because I think yeah, Dante's Inferno talked about that thing. Dante's Purgatory, yeah, Purgatorio. So it's the second part of Dante's Divine Comedy. Yeah, so he talks about it. That's where you get that from, man. You know, got the different levels of purgatory. This guy is a damn creep. This guy is a this guy's a weirdo, man. When you read his stuff, he's a weirdo. He just literally sat down and literally wrote this weird ass book that I had to read. You know, about the different levels of hell. It's just crazy. He's just a freak and a weirdo, honestly. So that's where you get that from. But is that in the Bible? No. Some people believe in what man. Oh yeah. Just heaven and hell, right? Heaven and hell. Right? Heaven and hell. Right? Some people believe in heaven and hell. And that's why they don't believe, they can't accept, regeneration, because it literally conflicts with their doctrine about heaven and hell. People think that, okay, when you die, you get judged, and then, what I'm saying, you either go heaven or hell. That's everybody's belief down there in terms of Christians. Now let's go to real quick. Let's prove that that's not in the Bible. Second Ezra 14 and 35.
On the second Ezra chapter 14, verse 35, and it reads, "For after death shall the judgment come, when we shall live again."
But no. When you get judged and be put into hell.
When we shall live again. And then shall the names of the righteous be manifest, and the works of the ungodly shall be declared.
Right, exactly. It says after death shall the judgment come, when we shall live again, not when you be put into some hell or something. That's not what that's talking about, man. You get judged upon earth. This is, as the brothers were bringing up, this is the place of judgment right here. This is the place of judgment. Because the Most High, that's where He judge you at. When you in the spiritual realm, the Most High can give out a sentence. You know what I'm saying? And you be judged there, but you live out the judgment. You live out the sentence upon earth. Like for example, like and then brothers got it. I just want to say, like, hey, it's like this, like a courthouse. Do you serve your sentence that the judge judged you, that gave unto you, that decreed unto you? Do you serve it out in the courthouse? No, you serve it out in the jail. You know what I'm saying? In the county jail, whatever, the penitentiary. That's where you live out your sentence. But you get sentenced in the courthouse. It's the same thing with this. The most on the spiritual realm. You get sentenced in the spiritual realm, whether you were, you're, he shall judge every man according to his work, and then you live out that sentence upon the earth. Brother got it.
Yeah, kind of as simple. Good. I kind of brought it down in Ecclesiastes chapter 3, I believe, 3:16, right? And the brother, like the brother said, is right. Like how we know that it's all through the scriptures, and these certain things, your word, things that you do, is how you know, you'll go to the spirit world. None of those things leave you just because you passed away. A even like for like the brother, for example, even here, like your debt don't go away. Nothing goes away when you die. It just transferred to somebody else, to your spouse or something like that. Now your spouse got to worry about the debt. Same thing with your works on here on earth. Your works just don't go away because and you die. No, the Most High have he got things set up, right? This is Revelation 14:13. It says, "And I heard from the voice from heaven saying unto me, Right, blessed are the dead which die in Yahweh from henceforth. Yeah, saith the Spirit, that they may rest from their labors and their works do follow them." And so everything that you do is gonna follow you into what this into the spiritual world. You go back to the bosom of Yahweh, Yahweh, and your works follow you. So whatever you give out is what you would give in once the Most High put your spirit back out after the third or fourth generation, right? And that's how things work, through the spirit.
Yeah. Con. Yeah, that's exactly right.
Brothers got it.
Where's that a point of precept?
La.
Okay, Con,
King.
Yeah,
I just wanted to get this. So the brothers are bringing out mighty precepts, and that's without the precepts. Because without the precepts, you're not going to get the understanding, right? The Lord said that in Isaiah 28 and verse 10. It says, "For precept must be upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, line upon line, here little and there little." Right. So just like the brothers are bringing out precepts in Second Kings, hey, you tie that up with the book of Matthew, tie that up with the book of John. Brothers bringing out beautiful key points. So the only way we're gonna understand this regeneration, obviously, by reading, praying to the Most High for that understanding, ultimately keeping the law, statutes, commandments. That's what it comes down to, for us to actually get that understanding. But Con, you got it.
Yeah, Con, exactly. And so as we see here, going through the precepts, as the brother was saying, going through the precepts, we're proving it that, I mean, it's undoubtedly in the scriptures, man. People coming back, as the brother also brought out in Revelation 14 and 13, their works are following them. You know what I'm saying? Their works are following after them. So whatever you do, hey, guess what? Your works are going to follow. Did brothers bring out Ecclesiastes 3 and 19?
I think I brought out 3 and 16. I ain't bring out 19. That's what. Yeah, that's the spirit, because he's kind of talking about that to the spirit. But kind of.
Okay, all praises. I'm let's start at verse 18 then.
God, this is Ecclesiastes 3 and 18, and it reads, "I said in my heart concerning the estate of sons of men, sons of men, so like that Yahweh might manifest them, and that they might see that they themselves are beasts. For that which befalleth the sons of men befalleth beast, even one thing befalleth them. As the one dieth, so dieth the other. Yet they have all one breath, so that a man have no preeminence above a beast. For all is vanity."
Right. So like I just want to touch upon what Solomon is saying. Through the spirit of Solomon, now in Genesis chapter 1, it does say that man does have dominion over every living thing that moveth, that swimmeth, that whatever, that flieth in the air. The Most High set man upon the earth to rule it, right? But Solomon is saying just through his wisdom, because he's looking at the respect of what all beasts die, man dies also. So it's like man is the same as a beast because we all do one thing. Every this one thing befalls all of them, no matter if you're an unclean animal, a clean animal. Doesn't matter if you fly in the air. Doesn't matter if you walk upon 2 feet or 100 feet. You know, it doesn't matter. We all die. That's what Solomon is saying. He's saying, hey, this is just vanity, man. I mean, I'm like a beast. I die too. You know, that's what Solomon was saying in his wisdom, right? So it's not essentially literal that a man does not have a preeminence over a beast. He's not contradicting nothing. He's just saying in his wisdom, in the respect of what everybody dies, right? But in the kingdom of heaven, it's not going to be so, right? But let's go to verse 20.
I'll continue on. And it reads, all go into one place. All are of the dust, and all turn to dust again. Who knoweth the spirit of men that goeth upward, and the spirit of the beast that goeth downward to the earth?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So the Lord said, all go into one place. What's that one place? You know, your spirit goes up, as he just says in verse 21, your spirit goes up and your body goes down, obviously, because it says all of the dust and all the dust turn again. And it says, who knoweth the spirit of man that goeth upward? No, it doesn't go downward. It goes upward, according to the Bible, right? And it says, and the spirit of the beast that goeth downward to the earth. The reason why I'm saying downward, right, it's not talking about doggy hill, all right? Hey, your dog was bad. Now he's going to doggy hill, right? Right. It's where all the bad pets were. He kind of bit his neighbor, kind of bit, you know what I'm saying, the mailman. So now he's in doggy hill, right? What's the dog's hill? Being stuck in a cage all day or something, you know. Right.
Already got ticks and fleas for the rest of his life.
Right. He got ticks and fleas. Now, hey, he trying to scratch, but he can't reach it, you know.
That cone.
Yeah, con, yeah. A doggy hill. And that's not what that's talking about, right? The spirit of the beast that go downward. If this is talking about, through the spirit, we've always been teaching it as this way because it's what makes the most sense. Because as we were saying in the beginning of the video, the spirit of the man and the spirit of the beast are two different things, right? They're two different spirits. You can't, the spirit of the beast and the spirit of a man, are two different things. I mean, the spirit of a man is way more heavier in the balance than the spirit of a beast, right? That's why the Lord said, "Thou shalt not kill." Well, really, the correct translation is "Thou shalt not murder," right? Because, and what is that talking about? Talking about it's not talking about animals. It's talking about men, right? Talking about other people, right? Why is that law not applied to beast, right? Because you can kill a cow. In fact, you have to bring a calf. You have to bring a lamb to the Lord and kill it and slay it. You know, the Lord commands you because the Lord doesn't look at an animal the same way he looks at a man. You know what I'm saying? Two different things. So that's why it's saying the spirit of the man goes upward, right? And guess what? The spirit of the beast goes downward because guess what? They're going up and they're coming back right back down. Because guess what? A spider can lay about hundreds and hundreds of eggs at once. Fish, they can lay eggs at 100 eggs at once or whatever. All these different type of animals, they can reproduce at a very, very rapid rate, more than a man can. Hey, guess what? A woman can only have so many children at one time. You know what I'm saying? And that process does take a long time. It takes about 9 to 10 months. I mean, you look at, flies, you look at all these other insects and, maybe even chickens, they hatch pretty fast. They hatch way more faster than humans. Humans take, if I'm not mistaken, the longest, right, to be born. Let me look this up real quick, right? Let's look up like how long does it take a chicken, right? A chicken to hatch, basically.
I just want to make a point real quick.
You got it.
So, now don't get us wrong. Yasharala, yeah, he's saying, about the killing the lamb, Khan, but obviously, we know we're supposed to, what's that word, like, kind of take care of our animals, right? Because the Lord said that in the book of Proverbs, and I want to get that real quick. It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 12, and verse 10. It says, "A righteous man regardeth the life of his beast." You know, that's plain. It said, "But the tender mercies of the wicked are cruel." So yeah, like you got pets or whatever. Hey, they take care of them. Regard the life of them. Now it's crazy because when you said about the that thou shalt not kill, if that was really the case, then why was the Lord telling David, King David, to go over there and slay those men?
Mhm.
Why did these different kings slay all of these men, but they were righteous in the eyes of the Lord?
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So that was just a quick point I wanted to make.
Yeah, Khan. Yeah, I mean, exactly. Yeah, even in terms of men perspective, you know what I'm saying, and not man's perspective, but in the perspective, of the Most High towards a man, um, yeah, there's even levels, because I mean the heathen, you know what I'm saying. You could go to war with the heathen, you kill them, doesn't even matter, you know what I'm saying. So I mean, it's even with men. I mean, but you can't, according to the scriptures, it's not comely. You know what I'm saying? For you just go around killing heathen, that's just out of order. It's out of order.
Yeah,
It has to be ordered to it and stuff like that. And of course, even with the animals too. I mean, you don't want to just go around just killing animals. Because I mean, they ultimately at the end of the day, they have a spirit. They do have a spirit. So, you know, um, we're not just going around killing animals, but I mean, if you do kill an animal, it's not a sin. You know what I'm saying? It's not a sin. It's not, nothing. But I just want to bring this out too.
yeah.
Chicken eggs should hatch 21 days after they first start in the incubator. So 21 days. So this says 20 to 21 days. Hey, guess what? If it took a human 20 to 21 days to be born, that's way more faster than damn 9 to 10 months, man. You know? So yeah. So it's just way faster how they reproduce. That's why it literally just, I mean, the spirit just go right back down. You know, go right back down. But it's had a point of precept though.
Okay.
Kind of got a precept. Just going into just going into this regeneration of what you're saying. The spirit goes back up. You know, the spirit goes up. The flesh goes back to the earth. Everything goes back where it came from, and it comes right back again. Right. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 104 and verse 29, and it reads, "Thou hidest thy face; they are troubled. Thou takest away their breath; they die and return to their slaki and return to their dust." So, like the brothers is bringing out, everything, the spirit is gonna go back up. The flesh is gonna go back to the dust where it came. Right. That's the point. Thou sendest forth thy spirit. So so real quick at that point, they die and return to the dust. It's over with. Passed away. Right. But then look what the Lord says. Thou sendest forth thy spirit. Now the spirit comes back. You know what I'm saying? Now the spirit comes back, right? But read, they are created, and thou renewest the face of the earth. So the spirit comes right back here. The spirit comes right back here.
Yep.
They
Yep.
leave. The Lord takes away the breath. They die. Then
Hmm.
that He sends forth back that spirit. Like the brothers going into like the pregnancy and all that with the animals, with the different animals, and then with the humans. With the people. You know, um, it was this thing that was saying that Esau tries to be the Most High. He tries to see everything. He tries to see in the womb, see how things go. But you know, they said that I guess when a woman gets pregnant, it's like a flash of light in there. When she first gets pregnant, it's like a flash of light. You know,
Mm.
that's that spirit. That's the spirit coming back down on the earth. Most High just bringing that spirit right back like that. You know what I'm saying? The spirit is not, you know, coming down here like this. You know, the spirit just comes right back. Spirit comes right back, and it goes all over again and again. Hey, the brother Yasharala, hey, in his past life, we don't know who he was, but hey, he was a man, right? He wasn't a woman. That's confusion, right? That's confusion, right? You got damn sodomites thinking that they was women in their past life. Yeah, I'm a man on the outside, but I'm a woman on the inside. That's madness, right?
Yeah.
What precept is that? Or a woman wants to be she's a man on the inside. Now she's bulking up. Now she's buffered in the brother Sirach, right? With a deeper voice than him, right? So brothers got it.
Hey, kind I got. Thank brothers. I got a precept going on with a brother guy had wrong. That's my point. Because it's how we know the Most High deals with the spirits, and He knew you. You know, He kind of knew who you were, the spirit, right? I'm gonna get Jeremiah chapter 1 in verse 5. It says, verse 4. It says, then the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee. How did the Most High Yahweh knew you? And He knew you because He made the spirit. He made that spirit that's in you. So He knows who you are before He placed that spirit into that vessel. Whatever, the baby into the fetus and all that. You go into science, everything. Before He do all that, and He knew you, right? He knew that baby. He knew that spirit, right? He said, before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee, and before thy comest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee, right? So, the point is that He knows what spirit that He's dealing with before you, when you being as a baby in the spirit, like He knows who you are, right? Had one more precept and kind of going into bringing back around to uh John the Baptist to the spirit, right? Because he knew John the Baptist as well. He knew what type of person he was going to be, right? Because he was what? Elijah. This is St. Luke chapter 9 and verse 18. It says, and it came to pass as he was alone praying, his disciples were with him, and he asked them, saying, who say the people that I am? They answer said John the Baptist, but some say Elias, right? So now Yahushua is going to that same thing. Now they asking Yahushua, hey, who they think he is through the Spirit. He said, hey, they answer said John the Baptist, but some say Elias, and others say that one of the old prophets is risen again. Right, verse 20. He said unto them, but who say ye that I am? Peter answered, said, the Christ of Yahweh. So now that's going into what now Yahushua is being questioned, and that same thing John the Baptist was being questioned with the Spirit. So the Most High always be dealing with the spirits. So now going into a regeneration, we went to a John the Baptist, and now Yahushua is being called the same thing through the Spirit. They asking who do they think he is through the Spirit. But Khan, you got it, King.
Khan. Now, yeah, Khan. Those are mighty points from the brothers, man. Mighty precepts as well. And it's just showing you that, like we keep saying, it's just, being reinforced over and over again. The concept of regeneration being found in the Bible, man. Now, I just want to get a quick precept on Job. Job even knew that he was going to be reincarnated or regenerated through the Spirit. Let's go to Job chapter 19, verse 25.
This is the book of Job, chapter 19, verse 25. For I know that my Redeemer liveth, and that he shall stand at the latter day upon the earth.
Mm-hmm.
And though after my skin worms destroy this body, yet in my flesh shall I see God.
Yeah, but so how did he know that though? How did he know that in his flesh he's going to see the Most High? you know. And the I mean, it's no coincidence that in the preceding verse, you know, or basically the verse before it, that he's talking about Yahushua. You know what I'm saying? He's talking about Yahushua in the latter day. He's going to come upon the earth and he's going to see the Most High. You know what I'm saying? How does he know that? It's because he knows Job is wise enough to understand and to know about regeneration. You know what I'm saying? In the Bible, all right, through the Spirit. Let's get another quick precept. Let's go to Daniel. All right, Daniel. Daniel. He was also reincarnated as well through the Spirit. I mean, regenerated. Um, Now we don't know who he is today, but we know that the Most High told Daniel that he's going to stand in his lot. Now let's get that real quick in Daniel chapter 12 and verse number 13.
Daniel chapter 12, verse 13. But go thou thy way to the end be, for thou shalt rest and stand in thy lot at the end of the days.
Yeah, exactly. So the Lord said he's going to stand in his lot at the end of the days. How is that possible? How did Daniel stand in his lot in the end of days? He wasn't living during the time in the end days. So it just shows you that he has to come back in order to stand in his lot, in the end days, right? It just shows you that. So we don't know who Daniel is, but obviously he's back on the earth somewhere, you know. Verse had a precept.
I got a piece of the Spirit.
Got a piece of back to you, King.
Hey, even second in second Ezra, it kind of goes into that same point too. Knowing, like the brothers keep saying, who are these certain prophets, right? This is second Ezra chapter 1 in verse 39. It says, unto whom I will give for leaders. So like I'm gonna start at 38 to get this the point. It says, and now, brethren, behold, what glory and see the people that coming from the east. Unto whom I will give for leaders Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Hoseas, Amos, and Micaias, Joel, Abdias, and Jonas, Nahum, and Abeka, and Zephanias, and Agaias, Zechariah, and Malachi, which is called also the angel of the Lord. So he's saying all these eight prophets is going to be coming back on the earth. All those men, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Hosea, Amos, the list goes on. Those prophets, they're gonna be coming back on the earth as well. Like the brother say, Job knew, and Daniel knew, and also in second Esdras, they list a couple of names of mighty men that's gonna be coming back on the earth as well. Kyle, you got it, King.
Mighty precept.
Even David knew. All the prophets knew about regeneration, right? Right. This book of Psalms, chapter 16 and verse 5, and it reads, Yahweh is the portion of my inheritance and of my cup. Thou maintainest my lot. So your lot is just what you have, whatever spirit you have. You're a Moabite. That's your lot. You're not going to move from that. It's not this is my lot now, but now I'm an Israelite. Once a Moabite, always a Moabite, right? That's what they say in the world, right? Once a snitch, always a snitch, or whatever the case may be, right? Reading on, the lines are fallen unto me in pleasant places. Yea, I have a goodly heritage, right? So David knew these things, and real quick, even how the brother brought out about Job. The things that Job said. Look what David said in Psalm 17, right? The book of Psalm 17, verse 15, right? It reads, as for me, I will behold thy face in righteousness. I shall be satisfied when I awake with thy likeness. So David talking about pretty much coming back, right? And it's going deeper, right? It's going deeper into regeneration, the spiritual bodies. Of knowing that it's not YOLO, of knowing that you only live once. This is it. This is the end all be all, right? A lot of people think that you pass away and it's just darkness. That's it. That you do live it up as much as you can here, and when you pass away, it's just darkness. Like when you fall asleep, like when you take a nap, and it's just that you don't dream or nothing. It's just that darkness. That's what they think, right? I got one more precept. Even Jacob knew, right? Why would he tell his sons this? In Genesis 49:1, it reads, "And Jacob called unto his sons and said, Gather yourselves together, that I may tell you that which shall befall you in the last days." Why would he tell Judah that? Why would he tell Simeon and Levi that? Right? This is in Genesis. But yet he's saying, "Let me tell you what shall befall you in the last days." Right? So this thing, we can't make this up. Right? Brothers is going through it precept upon precept, line upon line. Here a little, there a little is how you get to understanding. Right? Brothers got it.
Yeah. I had a quick point on that too. We have to understand that the concept of like coming back upon the earth and you being regenerated, your spirit being renewed, it's the Eastern ideology. It's the Eastern ideology, and that's why Elam, who we believe to be the so-called East Indians, whatnot, the people over there, right, where Hinduism really kind of is rampant. They believe in concepts that we believe in as well. Is that because, what I'm saying, we're the same people? No. Is that because, we're copying them? No. It's because we come from the same region of the world. So that's why we have similar customs. Even Ishmael. Ishmael has similar customs. I mean he is copying us. But I mean we do come from, the similar parts of the world. You know, I mean, you look at Saudi Arabia is right next to Israel, you know, so it's not far fetched for us to have, shared commonalities. You know, Ishmael, he got the turban on, and we got the meat tree. You know, Ishmael, his women's covered up. Our women's covered up, man. Does that mean we're the same? Or no, it doesn't mean that. We just have similar ideologies. You and Elon, even though his is a little off, right? Because we're not coming back as an elephant. All right. We don't believe in coming back as an elephant or something. But I'm just saying it's just a similar concept, right? So you have to understand that. And that's why a lot of people reject this ideology, is because you're in the Western mindset. All right. Of course, obviously the Western mindset doesn't believe in that. But yeah, Con, I just want to make a quick point of that. Through the spirit. Now, so through the spirit. Now let's see how we're doing on time. Okay, so hour 17. So we can get into real quick. As we just proved, certain men being, regenerated through the spirit. John the Baptist, Elijah, John the Baptist, Daniel. Let's go to John real quick. John the Revelator, rather. Right. Let's go to Revelation chapter. Go to Revelation chapter. Oh yeah, I wanted 10 in the last verse. All right, let's go to Revelation 10 in the last verse. Revelation 10 in verse 11.
Can I bring it up? Right, this is the book of Revelation, chapter 10, and verse 11, and it reads, "And he said unto me, Thou must prophesy again before many peoples, and nations, and tongues, and kings."
Yeah. So why is the Lord saying that to him? We know that according to tradition, John died on the island of Patmos. He didn't go anywhere after that. Some people say that he left, and I don't know, man. I don't know. Look, the Lord said that He's going to prophesy again before many peoples, nations, and tongues and kings. So we know that this was during the time of the end of His life, man. This is about 100 A.D. During the time of Titus. What was it? Titus Vespasian, I believe, right? So yeah, this was during the time of near his death. So we believe through the Spirit, and certain scholars will also agree to this as well, that John died on the island of Patmos. All right. So we see here, but the Most High is literally saying that he has to prophesy again before many peoples, nations, and tongues of kings, meaning that John had to come back upon the earth. So he's probably here right now. You know, because when you go to the book of um when you go to the book of I think I wanted Matthew, right? Oh, okay. Let's get Matthew 24 and 34, right? Because he's here right now. The same people that was walking around with Yahushua would are here right now, right? Let's go to Matthew 24 verse 34 to prove that.
You said Matthew 24 and 54, 50.
Matthew 24 34.
All right, Con. This is Matthew 24 and 34, and it reads, "Verily I say unto you, this generation shall not pass till all these things be fulfilled."
Yeah, exactly. So when it says this generation shall not pass, it's talking about the generation that was with Yahushua, the men that was with Yahushua, the women. You know, so if you were following Yahushua 2,000 years ago, you know, you're in this truth right now. You know what I'm saying? Following Yahushua 2,000 years later. Same thing. No new thing under the sun. You know, if you're one of the men that betrayed Yahushua, then guess what? You're going to betray Yahushua if you haven't already. You know, so it's just the same thing. You know, it's the same thing. It's the same spirits. You know, Judas Iscariot probably is on the earth right now. You know, uh, we know that. Let's go to Matthew 24 and or actually Matthew 23, and I think I wanted 60. Oh, Salaki, not Matthew 23. Matthew 26, right? Matthew 26, and let's get this real quick. Matthew 26 and 60. 64. Come on. Let's go to
Uh,
Matthew 26, 64. Right.
this is Saint Matthew 20, 26 and 64. It says, read thus, Yahweh saith unto them, Thou hast said, nevertheless I say unto you, hereafter shall ye see the Son of Man sitting on the right hand of the power and coming in the clouds of heaven. Then the high priest. You want me to keep going, King?
Yeah, Con, that's it on that. The water. So it says, yeah, nevertheless I say unto you, hereafter shall ye see the Son of Man sitting on the right hand of the power and coming in the clouds of heaven. What I mean, Yahweh didn't come out yet, right? When did we ever see Yahweh Shah, you know, come back, you know, in the clouds of heaven? Now the preterists will say, well, that means because he already did come back in 70 AD. That is nowhere in historical accounts. That is nowhere in the Bible either. All right. So it shows you that look, it says the coming of the clouds of heaven, right? Yahweh Shah is saying to, and this man is really the high priest, right? This man is the high priest, right? I believe this was in the night, Salaki, Cephas, Salaki, Cephas, or Caiaphas, Salaki,
Right.
Caiaphas. So he's yeah, Khan. He's talking to Caiaphas and he's saying, "Look, you're going to see me come back," but he never. I mean, you know, we know that Caiaphas is not around here 2,000 years walking around. You know,
Right.
so I mean, what is he talking about? He's talking about in the regeneration. Obviously, he's going to come back because I mean, even in Revelation 1 and verse 7, it tell you that too. You know, but Khan brothers got it.
Hey, I was gonna go there to the spirit. I'm
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
I was definitely gonna go right there to the spirit.
I mean, you could bring it out, King Khan.
Hey, Kanye, I'm gonna bring that out since you.
Yeah.
I had two precepts to the spirit. I'm gonna bring that out first. I was gonna bring that out in a second, but this Revelation chapter 1 verse 7, it says, "Behold, he coming with clouds, and every eye shall see him." So, hey, if he come like the brother said, if he come with the clouds, and every eye shall see him, that means, hey, what? Hey, hey, that means one thing, they gonna see him, right? And they also which pierced him. So the same people that pierced him is gonna see him as well. And all what kindreds of the earth shall well because of him, even so. Amen. Hey, so hey, yeah. So them same people that pierced him, hey, Pilate, hey, all the Pharisees, all the Sadducees, all the hey, everybody that had a hand and that said no, go ahead and crucify him and all that, hey, they gonna see it as well, right? So and yeah, that was a mighty precept. I'm gonna get Saint Mark chapter 8 and verse 38, right? kind of going into the same thing through the Spirit, right? It says, "Whosoever therefore shall be ashamed of me and of my words in this adulterous and sinful generation, of him also shall the Son of Man be ashamed." Hey, so he's saying, hey, this generation, hey, whoever is ashamed of my words, this adulterous and sinful generation. He's talking to that generation that he's speaking to, right? He said, "What? Um, and also shall the Son of Man be ashamed when he cometh in the glory of his Father with the holy angels." So,
Mm.
hey, he haven't came with the glory of the holy angels. He came. He literally came as what? As the mortal man at that point in time, lack of better terms, right? He came as what we know as that fleshly being that was crucified, and he's talking to them in the future tense. So we
Mm.
know he came in that holy apparel rag. This is verse 9. I mean, this is chapter 9, verse 1. It says, "And he said unto them, Verily I say unto you, that there be some of them that stand here which shall not taste the death." He said some is gonna stand here and not taste the death. What? It says, "Till they have seen the kingdom of Yahweh come with power." So, like the brother said, these people that standing right now are thousands of years, thousand 8,000 years. Man, how old would they be in this sense, man? They walking around as dust and ashes in this thing, you
Yeah.
know. So we
Yeah.
know that's not true in the sense of they gonna be walking around in like dust and ashes. No, that mean it was like you're saying, hey, they're gonna be regenerated in that time, and they living in the same time of what the what we know as the end of the world, or in those perilous times that's gonna come on the earth that you could read about in so many precepts of the Spirit. But Con brothers got it.
That's brothers bringing out mighty precepts. Brothers
Uh,
bring mighty precepts, right? How can anybody deny this, right? I got a precept real quick, right? Just to round it up what the brothers is touching on, right? This is the book of Revelation, chapter 22 and verse 6. And he said unto me, These sayings are faithful and true. And the Lord God of the holy prophets sent his angel to show unto his servants the things which must shortly be done. So, you best believe John the Baptist is here in these last days. You best believe John the Baptist is somewhere shaking the hand, right? Shaking the hand, going crazy, right? You best believe Yahushua is going to come back with great glory, right? And what the brother just read in Revelation 1:7, every eye shall see him, and those that pierced him, and all nations shall cry and wail because of him.
mm.
These things are faithful and true. And look how the brother just brought out, there be some standing here. What he said is maybe 2,000 years ago. There be some standing here that shall not taste death till they see the Son of Man coming with great glory in his kingdom. Right? Paraphrasing. Right? So that plenty of precepts that regeneration is in the Bible. Right? We can't make this up. And
Yeah.
no, it doesn't contradict itself. We go into Revelations, we go into Matthew, we go into Mark, we go into Genesis, right? We're going to Job. We're going all over the place, right? People got to stop playing with the Bible like this. Like this isn't real. Like this is just some made up book, right? We can't make these things up, right? Brothers got it.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
Hey, I know even Ezra's he talked about he's seeing the chaos too, but he didn't even know that was him through the Spirit. He didn't even know that was him, but he's seeing everything that's going on, and he can see himself, but he don't know that's him. You know,
Mm.
um,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
trying to remember that precept. I can't remember. Like my head is like.
Well, I mean, in Second Ezra's chapter 2, he sees the men that were crowned by Yahushua,
Mm-hmm.
and he's probably one of those men. You know what I'm
Uh-huh.
saying? I mean, most definitely one of those men. But I mean, you can even apply that to that too. I mean, he's seen himself, and he said, I began to greatly commend those that stood so stiffly for the Lord. But that's you,
Uh-huh.
brother. That's literally you in the regeneration. But I don't know if you was talking about that, but
You're kind of lucky. The Lord told him in right. He's talking about he told him also. He told Ezra this also in the one of the chapters. I think it's chapter 2. You're bringing out before that, but before he showed him that, he told him that the kingdom is already prepared for you.
Yeah.
Right. He told him that the kingdom is already prepared for you. And Sirach, the precept that you're talking about is Second Exodus. I believe that's 15. It's like in that 16 and verse 17, right? Exodus seen all the destruction. He's seen the missiles, right? He's seen the earthquakes. He's seen the pestilence, the diseases, right? He's seen how victuals shall be so good, cheap upon earth that they may think themselves to be in good cases. He's seen all these things, right? Second Ezra chapter 16 and verse 17. He says, woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? And he wrote this years ago. What do you mean? What do you mean? Who shall deliver me in those days? Because he knew he's gonna come back on the earth.
Yeah, exactly.
He knew he's gonna come back on the earth. Woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? Why would you say that? Why would Ezra say that? Right, brothers got it.
Yeah, no, Khan, exactly. You want to think you had something?
King.
Okay, Khan, yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, exactly. All these prophets knew that, you know what I'm saying? It was common knowledge, you know what I'm saying, for us to come back upon the earth, man. You know, and that's literally where we serve our time. You know, if you got ears to hear, right? That's where we serve our time. Now, through the spirit, right? Through the spirit, we can get into the different regenerations of Yahweh. Honestly, that's going to take about another like 30, 40 minutes. So we might hold that up. We might just do like a shorter video sometime. You know what I'm saying? Maybe your brother can go into it. Just going it, just touching on Yahweh. Because I mean that's a whole breakdown. You can do a whole video on just Yahweh, you know, being regenerated. You know? So I mean he's came upon the earth many times. It only makes sense as, you know, kind of like a director in a movie. You know what I'm saying? You might watch a movie, director kind of pop up. You know, I forgot what they call it, but it's like a
cameo.
You know, you said an cameo?
A cameo.
Oh yeah, cameo. Yeah, exactly. A cameo. You know, he pops up, but that's the director though. He in the movie. You know, so it's kind of like the same thing. Yahweh Shai, he literally created everything. Now he on the scene. You know, he on the scene.
Hey,
You got
that Stan Lee spirit, man. You know,
right.
Stan Lee, man.
Right.
Always got a cameo in every Marvel.
Yeah, kind of exactly.
Well, not no more, you know, but yeah.
God, it's a big mystery. It's a big mystery to a lot of people because you know, according to Christianity and all these other things, according to them, the Lord was Yahweh Shai was only here one time. You know, that's madness. He was only here. He's only in one part of the movie. You know, according to you know, according to Christianity.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, I mean, you know, that's literally, it was only here one time, right? But they believe that he's God. So I mean, it just doesn't make any sense, man. You believe that he's God, but he's only here one time, right? So it just doesn't make any sense, man. But you know, through the spirit, you know, God, through the spirit. Now, before we close out, I want to just touch on one of the arguments that they might use that you might come across somebody, you know, you might be going into regeneration. Somebody might bring this up and you might be like, okay, I don't know how to combat this. So some people might bring up the fact, let's go to Hebrews chapter 9, verse 27, right? And we can't ignore what the Bible really said. We can't ignore what the Bible says. I should say it like that. Can't ignore it if the scripture say something is saying it. But it doesn't mean that their interpretation is going to just supersede all the other precepts we just been bringing up, right? So let's go to Hebrews chapter 9, verse 27.
This is Hebrews 9 and 27. It reads, and as it is appointed unto men once to die, but after this the judgment.
Exactly. So they'll pull that precept and say, see, men only die once. So we come upon the earth once, we die once. that's that's literally the argument. Right. And then that just shuts the whole thing down, right? Just shuts the whole thing down, right? This is madness. All right. So you can't just put one precept and it's just gonna shut down all the other precepts. It doesn't make any sense, man. Right?
Mm,
So basically this is how to combat that. Now, if you want to be kind of just give them like a shortcut upper punch, right? Just a jab, boom, straight to the straight to the body, right? Hey, guess what? Just say it like this. All right, so let's take Lazarus. How many times did Lazarus die?
mm,
Twice. Hey, Lazarus, he died twice. You know, because Lazarus he died, and then Yahweh rose him back up again. And guess what? Lazarus had to die again. Some other day, he died again. So he died twice. There's men that died twice in the Bible. Because it was regenerated. I mean, Slaki, there was a um brought back to life, resurrected, and then they died again. So those men, obviously, it wasn't appointed unto them once to die. This the author of Hebrews is speaking in a general sense. In this body, as Sirach, he's only going to die one time in a general sense. You know what I'm saying? Even if this brother does die, you know what I'm saying? Yawanathan, Gad, me, it's appointed unto us once to die. And then the judgment, right? And then we get, obviously we go into the third heaven. The Most High declares our judgment, and if it be His will, you know what I'm saying? Hey, that reward is going to be either good or bad. You know what I'm saying? So that's essentially what that's going into. Don't let that precept just literally shut down all the other precepts, and then that's it. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, that's not how the Bible works, man. All right, you can't just cancel out one precept like math. 4x equals 4, and then you cancel out. No, I mean it's not like math, man. Right? You can't just take one precept and cancel out another precept. It's
mm.
just saying that in a general sense. That's all. That's all it was going into. It's not deep, right?
Right.
So, con,
Yeah,
yeah, Lord willing, that makes sense. Brothers, had anything else on that though?
they just stretch that precept out. Stretch it
Yeah,
out to say other things.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, another quick point too is that we bring it out all the time and it goes right past people's head, and that's how deep this thing is. We bring it out all the time. Deuteronomy 28:68. That generation didn't go on slave ships, but
yeah,
he said it would happen to them.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's a good point.
No, he said it would happen to them.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a great point.
That's right. That's right.
He said, by the way I spake of, he said, by the same way he said it's gonna happen is how it's gonna happen.
Mhm.
And like you said, we go up, we come back down to get our judgment. That was their judgment, because ultimately that generation, it was only right. All the Most High's work is done in truth. It was only right. They've seen the Red Sea split. They seen all these things, and yet they still murmured. They still scoffed. So that's a heavy judgment. For the Most High to show you great and mighty things, like I was bringing out when the video first started. Great and mighty things, and for you to scoff, for you to turn away.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a
But
mighty point. That's a
Yeah.
mighty point you have brought out, to the spirit.
Mighty
Not
point,
just saying, hey, the people that was in slavery, it's the people that was in the wilderness.
yeah,
People kind of
Yeah.
piecing that, it's but kind of, you got it, man. That's a good way to think about it, Ken.
kind.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. So, and this topic regeneration, it really do go deep. You know what I'm saying? So we didn't even touch on every single thing. We did touch on most of it. Lord willing, this video was edifying through the Spirit. Our brothers can kind of bring out the closing precepts now.
Kind. Right. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24 and verse 44. Right? It reads, "Therefore be ye also ready, for in such an hour as ye think not, the Son of Man cometh." So the Lord is telling us to be ready in such an hour as you think not. Because you might think, oh, like a lot of people say, you know, oh, it's not gonna happen in our time. You know, a lot of people say it's not gonna happen in our time. You know, or even now that some people might know that they was here before. Some people might know about the regeneration, and they'll say, oh, he might come in my next life, right? Now they thinking he might come in the next life. The Lord said, the Lord said, for in such an hour as you think not, the Son of Man coming. Hey, and we believe he's coming in this life. We believe I believe he's coming in this life. Now we don't know, right? Not even the angels know, right? No one knows. Not even Yahweh Shai knows. No one knows but the Most High. But that's why he says, therefore be ye also ready. An angel not going to tell you. Angel not going to tell you, you know, 7 days. He's not going to come to you in a dream. 7 days. Yahweh Shai is going to come. That's what. So be ye also ready, for in such an hour as you think not, the Son of Man cometh. All right, brothers got it.
This is Romans chapter 3 and verse 3. It reads, "For what if some did not believe?" Hey, so if some people don't believe with the precepts that we brought out, they only believe in reincarnation. You're gonna come as a butterfly. Are you gonna be an elephant? Or are you gonna go to heaven and never come back down? Right? You know, or you got hell in the sense. For what if some do not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of Yahweh without effect? You know, due to the faith of everything that we brought out, is gonna be non effect. Everything that the precepts broke it down, list a precept by precept on precept, it is gonna be non effect. What do you say? Yahweh forbid. Yeah, let Yahweh be true, but every man a liar, as it is written. Right? So everybody that's not speaking does at the Lord. Hey man, we're gonna let the precepts, the multiple precepts, and the multiple accounts speak about what regeneration, right? So we know what's going on through the spirit, because the Most High said, "Let every man be a liar, as it is written, thou mightest be justified in their sins, and mightiest overcome when thou art judged." Hey, so we gonna be mighty in this thing. Hey, we gonna be unmovable, and we gonna study for ourselves, and that's all you gotta do is study for yourself, right? And you know, I'm bringing this precept up. This is Sirach 24 and 24. It reads, "Faith not to be strong in the Lord," right? That he may confirm you, cleave unto him. And so we got to cleave unto the Most High, man. Cleave unto the words, the wise sayings. Cleave on knowing that, we got to get things in order and know, not be swayed to and fro, tossed to and fro, and not just believe in reincarnation, right? It's just a copycat of regeneration, right? Cleave unto him, for the Lord Almighty is God alone, and beside him there is no other Savior. Ain't nobody else can save you but the Most High Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, and Shalom.
Con, it's beautiful. All praise to the Most High. I got this in the book of Mark, chapter 13, and verse number 33. It says, "Take ye heed, watch and pray, for ye know not when the time is." So obviously we got to take heed to this word, take heed to the prophecies, take heed to our spirit, moving in the spirit of the Most High, and making sure we're keeping that spirit on flame. It says, "For the Son of Man is as a man taking for a journey, who left his house and gave authority to his servants and to every man his work, and commanded the porter to watch. Watch ye therefore, for ye know not when the master of the house cometh, at even, or at midnight, or at the cock crowing, or in the morning, lest come and suddenly he find you sleeping. And what I say unto you, I say unto all, watch." So obviously we all got a job here. We all got to keep the Lord's commandments until he returns. And when he returns, he don't want to find us sleeping. Just like, I don't know if, brothers ever had that boss that was, he was kind of cool, but he was a damn, whatever you want to call it at the same time, kind of getting on you. He was telling you like, "Hey man, look, I don't want to see you just doing it. Kind of, hey, pretend you doing something, you know." But at the end of the day, hey, just like he telling us, he just like he telling everybody to do their job. He telling everybody, hey, we gotta watch. So watch over our spirits, watch over our household, watch over the nation, watch all of everything going on around us. At the end of the day, all praise to the Most High.
Con, yeah, hey, mighty precepts from the brothers, mighty points, man. Con, definitely. I want to get this precept real quick in Luke chapter 12, verse 31, man. Right, Luke chapter 12 and verse number 31. It says, "But rather seek ye the kingdom of God, and all these things shall be added unto you. Fear not, little flock, for it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom." So essentially, that's why we're doing this for, man. You know, I mean, that's essentially why we're doing these lives, overtime camps. You know, if brothers do that, you know, going to camp in general. You know what I'm saying? We're not doing it for fame or anything like that. We're doing it for the kingdom, man. You know, we're doing it for the kingdom of the Most High. We're doing it for the Most High. We're doing it for our nation, and essentially to usher in this kingdom, man. Because every little work, it matters. You know what I'm saying? Every small thing matters, man. Everything, that extra prayer, that extra chapter. Hey, all these things matter, man, through the Spirit. And they're going to literally reward in the end. All right. The Lord said that the works of the righteous, is going to be well with them. I mean, the righteous is going to be well with them. For he shall eat the fruit of his labor. So, if you putting in that good work, man, you're going to eat of that. All right. And the Most High is going to reward you in this life and in the next. All right. So with that, all praises to Yahweh Bashem Hamashiach Yahweh Shah. It's Brother Yasha Allah.
Bro, it's all right.
Brother Gad.
Brother, you want it,
Khan, come back, y'all. Yet another video through the Spirit by Yahweh Bashem Hamashiach Yahweh Shah. Lord willing, this video was edifying through the Spirit. Again, Kwame Yasha Allah and Shabbat Shalom. Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom.